Oh, ho you all. Hello. It is Tease. Good day. Good afternoon. Good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. So, I want to have a very responsible, respectable dialogue with straight men. I don't want to say real straight. You know, people say real, the quote unquote real, and no, with straight men. These men that do not have dick on the brain, men who have not had dick in them or in another man. You know, and no matter if you wear the skirt or not, like literally straight men, strictly women. You only dealt with women. You didn't blow the lash out of another man's eyes. So for some reason, some men think that they're not gay because they're not the one in the skirt. Real men who don't, capital don't. Now I say this with spit. Men who don't have dick on the brain. I have to literally stress that. Not just any old man, not real men. Men who do not have dick on the brain or dick on the breath. Basically, no dick at all. Okay. If a man wants to be with someone, he'll be with a woman, not a woman. A real man who's quote unquote straight, mind you, a real straight man. This is a genuine, respectable question for a real straight man. So basically, I just want to ask a question just to make sure that I'm not being unreasonable or to make sure that I am not basically tripping, if you will. So, with a scenario that I was caught up in between. So basically, long story short, there's a quote unquote straight man and a quote unquote homosexual man, which is a trans man. So basically, a man who dresses as a woman or who's the quote unquote woman in the relationship. So you have a quote unquote straight man. I say quote unquote because this is why I have a question to you, straight men, the one who don't have dick on the brain. Is it appropriate for a quote unquote straight man to go out of their way to co sign or basically identify the another man who's dressed in drag or a man who's the woman in the relationship? Basically, is it appropriate for a straight man to co-sign a gay man in saying, "Oh, that's a woman," or she, her? Basically, in their eyes, this is a woman, or according to work, or according to LGBT, whatever it is, he, which is this big dick guy with a dress on, or who's supposed to be the woman in the relationship, identifies as a woman, and the straight man goes out of his way to co-sign, okay, this is a woman, quote unquote, because I'm calling her she, her, if you will. And for me, I had an issue with that because at the end of the day, this man who's the woman in the relationship, his dick is bigger than yours. Okay. And I know that because his dick is flying out of his skirt. So basically, his dick is bigger than yours, and you're supposed to be a quote unquote straight man. But you, as a quote unquote straight man, is calling this big dick man a woman or she and her. And I'm thinking, like, so if I'm a quote unquote woman, and I say that in quote too, because where did that leave me? If I'm a quote unquote woman and you're calling me she and her, where does that leave me? So basically, I either A, would never be in a lineup, or I would be in a lineup with a man with a big dick. But since he's the woman in the relationship, we're both her. I'm saying, so if you ask me which one is the woman, and you looking and licking your lips at the dude with the big dick, and I'm thinking like that's where I start to see red. Cause I'm thinking like, so where did this is the problem with the world? Because when you get these queer ass men or these confused men or these men who want to keep their head down or don't want any trouble, you're opening Pandora's box. So basically, you're letting me know that I'm going to get thrown by the wayside because obviously I ain't got nothing on this man with this big ass dick, which I'm thinking that's what's really, it ain't the mini skirt. You see what I'm saying? Really, it could be. Yeah, let me shut up. It could be among other things, but I'm just thinking like the only thing that we don't have is, and you'll think, oh, what is this? The pussy? No, it's that big. It's those balls, those big hairy balls. That's the only thing that me and this nigga with titties don't have in common. One of us got big hairy ass balls. So basically, my $1 billion question: is it appropriate for a straight man, and I just want to say quote unquote straight man, or in this case, a real straight man who don't have dick on his brain, is it okay or appropriate for you to go out of your way to co-sign another man's delusion as to him saying, "Oh, call me her or ma'am," and you go out your way? And then also, if it is okay, would it be okay? Actually, so I guess I had so many questions because I'm like, it just made me see red because I'm like, I was just like, it was so much wrong with that because, and again, it has nothing to do with being disrespectful or even slapping the dicks out of their hands. Y'all can be as gay as you want to be, suck all the dicks you want. like you've been doing. But I'm thinking the problem is the co-signing. Like I said, I don't have to go out of my way to say go girl, giving her or him want to be identified as her, giving him or her a high five. You go girl, and mind you, this is the whole nigga in drag, and I'm you go girl, or oh she bitch. That's one thing I've never. Mind you, I've had gay friends. I have gay friends. I have gay friends. Trust me, I'm surrounded by queers. Yeah, so I'm surrounded by queers. So the whole being gay part, that's not the problem. I'm thinking the problem where it's like when you go to push me out the way. Now you talking about you're the woman. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking as long as, and that's another thing too that men do. They'll call him a woman as long as he has on a wig and a dress. Basically, as long as you can trick me, you're a woman. Wink, wink. You see what I'm saying? So, and then we'll take it another step further. Okay, so, and I didn't get a chance to ask this question too because it got so heated to the point where it's like, okay, you know what? You already chose your side, and instead of me getting salty about it, I'm more like, okay, let me just say it is what it is. They both show their color, they both show their hand. Take the information and run. You know what I mean? Versus sitting here trying to slap the dicks out of their hands. You know, but let's just say the dude, the nigga with titties, mind you, they can fight too. So if the dude who's the quote unquote woman in the relationship, if he pops you or swing on you, will you feel like it's appropriate to hit him since he's a woman? You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing too that I've noticed. I've noticed that men are very gentle and they're very careful and cautious around these men or these niggas with titties. You see what I'm saying? They're very cautious. They're careful with them because I've even seen it. Like, hold on, this same man will. Okay, how about this? This is a true story. A man basically killed his wife or his girlfriend. Literally killed his wife or his girlfriend to hold the door open for another nigga with titties. So basically, I'm gonna kill my girlfriend or my wife so I can be with this nigga in high heels. So you mind you, this same man, the quote unquote man of the relationship, kills his girlfriend to get rid of her, push her out the way, so I can go out of my way to hold the door open for a nigga with titties. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm thinking. That's where I start to see this. I'm thinking like, hold on now. So if this is the woman in the relationship and you careful with him, you going out your way to call him her, and while I'm still a her, mind you, I don't get that special treatment. That's what I'm saying. To me, it just I have so many questions and concerns for that, and it's like, and you got to keep telling yourself like, oh well, that's how it is at work. I'm only called him her at work because oh he wants to identify as her, or when I'm at work, mind you, every time there's another thing too that was a huge red flag. For some reason, he keeps mentioning her with the big dick. Oh well, she was this and that, or she was fighting with her boyfriend, or she, and I'm thinking like, mind you, anytime he's talking about that, you're not at work when you're talking about this nigga with titties. That's what I'm thinking like, that's another red flag. So again, is it appropriate for straight men to co-sign or to go out of their way to call another man, no matter how sexy he is, or no matter how much his pussy is out, no matter how gay he is it appropriate for him to call another man she or her? And if it is it okay to, if this man hits your ass, I mean, pops your ass in the fucking mouth, is it then okay for you to hit this woman? Quote, wink, wink. And that's another thing too, that they tell themselves this, oh, well, she has on a skirt, or that's a woman, quote unquote, when they're laying with them. Like these kind of excuses this guy was getting, like those are the kind of excuses that they'll get if you get caught in bed with a man. Oh, he had on, oh, well, that might work. Well, oh, it's not what it looks like. And I'm thinking like, and more than once, I'm like, well, why are you calling this? I'm like, if that's an obvious dude, you know that's a dude and it looks like a dude. Why are you going out your way to call this dude she and her when you know his dick is bigger than yours? That's why I think I was more offended by that. First of all, his dick is bigger than yours, and he's the woman in the relationship, and you going out your, and that's what I'm thinking like, my eyes are this big, so y'all just bending over for each other. That's what I'm thinking like that. Is it? Am I tripping? I guess don't even ask the question if it's appropriate for a man to call another man a woman, but am I? Just ask me, answer me this: am I tripping? Yes or no? Am I tripping? And also too, I'll just end it at this too, because I had to close that chapter of demons because I'm thinking like, instead of me just being bothered by other people's actions, your ass just won't be around me. Because I'm thinking like, any man that I'm associated with, whether you're family, friends, hoes, or bros, whoever you're supposed to be, spouse, whoever you, like I said, a lot of these people are people you're in bed with too. No man of mine will be going out of their way to call another man a woman. I don't give a damn if you're at work. I don't care if you're screwing this man. You going out your way to call this man a woman? I'm thinking like, to me, you won't be a man of mine. You family, friends, I don't give a fuck who you are. You won't be around me if that's how you get down, because clearly something ain't snapping upstairs. And I'm thinking like, if you're that disconnected from reality, and like I said, it has nothing to do with disrespecting or even slapping the dicks out of hand. Like I said, you can do you over there, but it's the co-signing part for me. That's what I'm thinking. Like, so you go out your way to co-sign or verifying someone else's handicap. I'm telling you that I'm a big hairy pink man, mind you, and I'm just as dark skinned and quote unquote feminine as I want to be. And you going to entertain my handicap versus getting me some damn help? That's what I'm saying. This is what's wrong with the fucking world. And if I say your ass, you won't be no man of mine complimenting or co-signing for a man who's the woman in the relationship. So you can go out your way to call him a woman. I'm thinking like, so what's the? It's a thin line. So he sounds. I'm gonna just say this before I shut up. The guy almost sounded like it was another guy named Q from the Anton Daniel pen. That's why I said I don't really trust Anton. He got flimsy faggot ass ways too. But one of the men on his panel basically, I don't think it was Q, but he said a few gay stuff too. But he basically said men are gay because the women ain't shit. But it was another guy, I can't think of his name, but he basically was saying, he's like, well, if a guy has on a wig, or basically if he's saying, if a guy's saying that he's a woman and he's believable, like if he looks like a woman, quote unquote, or at least got on the wig and the high heels and the lipstick, then I'll go out of my way to call him ma'am. So basically, if he what he was saying is, if you can trick me, hell, you can be my girlfriend. So that's why I was thinking, like, to me, this is just one of a billion problems. If I'm thinking like, all I want to know, am I tripping? Am I tripping? Now, if these were two gay men talking about, so you go girl, or she, okay, I can understand that those are two gay men. But a quote unquote big black man going out his way to call a hairy ass big dick man uh, in women's garments, she and her, and I'm thinking like, well, she and her can have some of you. Something tell me in my spirit, she and her probably didn't already had you bent over the damn desk, to tell you the truth, because it's so easy for you to conform, to go out of your way to call this man a woman, but you can't snap out of it to say, you know what, that is a man. And again, you don't have to go out your way to be disrespectful, but for you to be able to condition your mind you, and you old enough to know right from wrong. You know what? You as a grown ass, big ass, hairy ass, black ass man, you know who is who and what is what. You know, man and woman, you know right from wrong. But basically, you went out your way to condition your brain to turn yourself to basically to possess yourself into calling this man a woman. And I'm thinking like, to the point where if I have to keep reminding you, hey, you do know this. I forgot. Ooh, I'm stuck in my head. Or I'm so used to. Ooh, like pretty much so you got dick on the brain. And again, instead of me putting two and two together, I'm almost about to flip out. I'm thinking like, hold on now. And you call yourself liking me, and you calling a man. I'm thinking like, you got dick on the brain. This is why I'm looking like, man, if y'all, you got to be literally like I would say a true mighty man, but like most of those muscle men, they got dick on the brain too. That's something. These men, they scare me. Will you marry me? Will you get the fuck away from me? All right. Yeah. So now I kind of got worked up by that, but am I tripping though? Am I tripping? All right. Be well and be safe.